Peace, y'all. Peace. Greetings. Happy Friday. Happy Love Day. This is the day that's ruled by Venus. Venus is a great energy for relationships and socialization and love. So happy Friday. Happy Love Day. This is a day that I call Love Day. It is a day that I dedicate to loving on myself and loving on others. So I send so much love out to you. I wanted to hop on. I was just on a second ago. Don't know what happened, but nonetheless, my purpose of this video is to talk about my wellness journey, and how I have released about 60 pounds at this point, and so much other weight, off of my being, because it definitely wasn't just about the weight for me. This wellness journey has, at phases in my life or in parts in my life, peace, Kim, it has been solely about the weight, the pounds. But at this phase in my life, it definitely, the weight loss was just a perk. Truly, I say that. The weight loss was a perk. It was one of the benefits of this phase and how I'm approaching this phase of my life. So, many are asking, like, what did you do? Did you lose the 60 pounds by going vegan? Did you lose it? But how did you lose the weight? So just to keep it short and simple, the weight came off it was a holistic process, but definitely just to be frank, it took work. It definitely wasn't just the eating. Majority of it was the change in my eating habits, but it was also movement of my body too. I did go into training mode, and so I trained with a trainer, with a personal trainer, one-on-one, 3 times out the week. And when I was not with the trainer, I was in the gym 3 times out the week, and so I was working out 6 days out the week. I do 5 to 6 days. It's become, a lifestyle at this point. So I'm still doing 5 to 6 days, but it's not as hardcore as I was going for a year. So for a full year, I had a personal trainer, and I totally changed my eating habits. But this wellness journey, and the issues I've had with weight has been pretty much lifelong. You know what I mean? Like, we know in this society what seemed to be healthy and what seemed to be appropriate when it comes to size and weight of a person, which is flawed if you ask me, because, I think the metrics that they measure it off of is not, it doesn't lend room to diversity. Not everyone is meant to be the same size. Not everyone is meant, we're all different. And so, but nonetheless, all my life, if I go by what the doctors have said, when my mother took me to the doctor, all my life I dealt with obesity, because ever since that I can remember, the doctors is like, you're on the scale and you would count as obese. And that has been my story all of my life. And so I had this label on me that I'm obese, I'm bigger than everybody else. I've always been an Amazon, so I've always been taller and thicker than many of the sisters or the girls in my class and all that stuff in school. And my family is a family of tall, thick women, both sides, my mother's side and my father's side, tall, thick women. And so I've always been tall and thick, and so, I've always had insecurities about my weight, about my body. And so it has been a back and forth journey all of my life dealing with my weight. I get to a heavy side, and then, I know what to do to get it off, because I also was into sports growing up. So I know how to work out. I know how to kick into athletic mode, to get the weight off. But the difference in this phase right now, in my journey in this place, in space and time right now, is that it's more about wellness than just weight loss. That's what it had to transition to in order for it to be sustainable, in order for it to be something that I can really become one with. I feel I have now become one with a whole, healthy, well me. I've become one with that. It's become me. It's not just something that I'm doing. It's not something that I do here and there. It's not back and forth. It's not this roller coaster of wellness. It's now me. I am well. I am well. I am whole. I am strong. I am fit. I am all of these different type of things. Before now, it would be this roller coaster of I need to get fit. And then, it could fall off. And then it could, it was like this roller coaster. But, I just made a decision that it's not for me no more. That's not for me anymore. I know that I'm meant to, like, everything in me tells me that I was placed into this physical experience to experience the very best of this world. And I know in order for me to do that, I must be well. In order for me to really align with my wealth, I must align with my wellness. And so I knew that to be true. And I've known it for some time now. But it really took, a lot of times it takes something tragic, you know what I'm saying? For us to really take that leap and finally do what we're supposed to be doing. Well, that's what happened with me. When my mother transitioned, a part of her, I should say, dis-ease, one dis-ease she suffered with was she was a diabetic. And, I've heard over time that as a diabetic, you risk losing limbs. But I never understood, how does that happen? I never understood the science of that. Well, when my mother got closer to her transition, I watched some very traumatic things start to happen to her body because of the diseases she was dealing with, and, it was something, it was something. I don't know the words. I don't have the words. That's my mama up there saying, hey, mama. She would love my shirt. She's like, oh, you got on your pink. She was an AKA, or she is an AKA. It was tragic to watch that. Here is this beautiful woman who, this is the thing I realized as she was transitioning, her body was transitioning, but her mind, her soul, her heart was still here 100%. Everything about the essence of her was still present 100%. But her body was transitioning. Her body was tapping out. And that was so just different to experience watching that because, it's like, of course I wondered, what is she thinking? How does that feel? Those kind of things because, you are a whole being. You're here. The essence of you is vibrant and well and ready and wanting to be here. But your body, is not, it doesn't have the capacity to hold that essence anymore. It doesn't have the capacity to hold that vibration anymore. It's not a match anymore. And that's what happens when we are not well. The essence of us is always vibrant. It's always powerful. It's always strong. It's always expanding. The essence of us, the very essence of us is, but our body is up to us as co-creators to take care of the temple of that essence so that that essence can, manifest through that body. So when you don't take care of the temple, yes, your body will begin to, the temple won't be capable of really being an effective co-creator of the process of manifesting your life, what's in your heart in life. And that's what I watched, we had a frank conversation. I didn't get on here to really share all of this, but hey, it's coming. So I'm going to let it flow. And just let me say this. I'm grateful to have this smile on my face and be able to talk about this without feeling feelings of sadness or anything like that. I just give thanks for grace because it could be very sad because it was a lot to watch and process as it started to happen. But nonetheless, I remember having a frank conversation with her, and we was just talking, and she said, so I guess I'm dying, huh? And I said, well, Ma, I was like, your body is giving out. You know, I said it just like I said, your body is giving out, you know, and she knew, you know, she's been dealing, that's her body. She knew. And so, and we accepted that. But in that moment, I can tell that's when I realized, you know, it's like I guess you know it, but it's nothing that you really think about until you're in that experience. I realized that just because she's transitioning don't mean the very essence of her is done yet. You know what I'm saying? And that confirmed to me that when she transitions, she's going to be here 100% as an ancestor. Like, totally, her essence is going to be here with us. You know, it does not die, you know, and I could tell that just from what I experienced with her as she was transitioning. Her spirit was still just as strong. You know, it's just her body. She didn't have the body to express that. So nonetheless, now this is kind of tough for me to say it. I don't know how else to say it besides I watched her body begin to decay. She was alive and her body was decaying. Her legs were decaying. And that was something to watch. And I've heard that before. About people who have diabetes, that they could lose limbs, but that was wow. You know, that was just like, wow. I don't know. It's hard for me to say any way else. Say it any way else. I mean, any other way. And I can't say it was like a wake-up call, but it definitely was like you deserve better than this. You lived a very fruitful life. You lived a life where you cared about people. You loved on people. You taught people. She was a teacher for 30 years. She was, you know, very active in the church. She was a beautiful mama. She, you know, all of those different things. And I just kept thinking, she deserves better than this. Like, you deserve so much more than to transition in this way. And that was the thing that was hurtful for me. To watch a being experience something so dramatic and traumatic at the close of their experience here. She was feeling it all. That's the hard part, to watch that. Because all I could think was, she deserved better than this. Like, I know it made me definitely want to continue her, allow her essence, the essence of her, to flow through me in my life. And so that my nieces can experience her essence. My son can experience her. My sister can experience her. My father can experience her, because I'm very much so like my mom. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some tissue. I wasn't ready. But the Most High told me to share, so I'm sharing. The Most High said, before you get busy, share. Before you get busy, share. And I have a busy day today, so I'm sharing now. So, I am very much so like my mom, you know, very much so. We have the same essence in so many ways. And I know that my sister, my nieces, my brother, my father, I know all of them feel my mama through me. You know what I mean? I know that. And I'm like the mama of the family. That's what all of them would tell you, that I'm like the mama of the family. You know, even when my mother was hearing this physical experience, she would tell you, I got a video of her speaking at one of my events. And she would say, you know, sometimes I got to remind her I'm the mama. You know, she not the mama. And so now that I stand in the position of mama in my family, I know that it's a powerful thing for me to stand in this position, whole, healthy, well, wealthy. If my mother could have got past some of the challenges that she had emotionally, and some of the conditioning that some of the things she was conditioned in, like eating habits and all of those different things, if she could have got past that, she would have still been here. And she would have been fly, kicking it, wealthy, doing her thing. She wanted to open a boutique. You know, that was her thing. She wanted to open. She had a lot of entrepreneur. My mother and father, for much of my young life, were entrepreneurs before they got into the workforce. And so both of them have, you know, entrepreneur spirits. That's where I kind of get it from, you know, that I get it from them. And my grandmother was an entrepreneur, and my grandfather was an entrepreneur. So anyway, I'm sharing this because this is part of my journey, my wellness journey. You know, a lot of people hopping in my DM, hopping in my inbox, like, what did you do? How did you do it? Because releasing 60 pounds ain't no easy feat. You know, it's just not. And at my age, I ain't saying that I'm old or nothing, but I'm saying I'll be 40 in June. You know what I mean? I'm not, trust me, doing it I felt the difference between me doing it in my 20s and me doing it in my 30s, late 30s. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't an easy feat, and it took more than the workout and the eating, changing the eating. It took so much more than that. And I don't want to spend too much time on this video to talk about all of it. And I do desire to share more of the journey and talk about, you know, some of the things it did take, some of the realizations that I came to on the journey. But a big factor in me going ahead and accepting my challenge in life to be whole, healthy, and well, and whole, healthy, well, and wealthy, was watching what happened with my mother. You know, we can live a vibrant life and do so much for people. We can do so much for the world, so much for the community, create so much, and then lose our lives to dis-ease, lose our lives to our body failing us because of how we did not take care of our temple. Whatever the reason is, you know, whatever the reason is. We're not talking about the reasons. The reality, though, is if we don't take care of our bodies, it will fail us, or we will fail it. We will fail it because it's always working to heal. It's always working to heal. It's always striving to get back to completion and wholeness and wellness. But we are a part of that process. It's up to us to do what we need to do to allow it room to do what it is divinely made to do. So your organs, all of your organs, everything about your body is designed to always reach towards wellness without you really having to do so much. But at the very least, feed it what you need to feed it. At the very least, affirm it, care for it, love on it, so that it can do what it needs to do. It can have room to do it. So a significant part of this wellness journey has been me committing to accepting the position as mama in my family, in my ministry, in the work that I do. I know I hold a position as mama. I also hold a position as homie and sister and all of that, but one of my positions is mama. And I desire to hold that position and show, as I hold that position, show the possibility and the reality that you can experience optimal wellness, peak wellness and wealth in this lifetime, period. No matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your background is, you can reach that. And I desire to show that, show and prove that, show it as an example, be an example of that wealth and wellness, and also share my journey, at least share my journey in the how. And I believe that my journey can inspire others, because so many can relate to me as far as background, as far as resources, many can relate. I feel like many can relate to my journey. So that's all, y'all. Happy Friday. The Most High said hop on live and share. I didn't know where this was going, but I pray that something that I said was inspiring to you. And I look forward to sharing more of my journey in more ways than one. I'm ready to share my journey, and I knew that this journey would. I knew that this was an assignment, and that it's just the beginning. So I understand that, and a part of that assignment is for me to share, and so I shall share. And I just want to say, to anybody who tuned in, who is dealing with any dis-ease, who is dealing with, weight issues and those type of things, you can do it. You can do it. And it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. It was not easy, but it definitely was worth it. And I'm saying I'm still on the journey. I'm definitely still on the journey. I released 60 pounds. I'm not necessarily looking to lose any more weight, but because of the lifestyle change, more weight is still kind of coming off. But I'm not obsessing over weight, and I'm not really putting my focus on the weight. It's more of just my wellness. And as you get well, your body will form in the way it's supposed to form. And so I never knew, I always have had extra weight on me. And so I'm being introduced to me. I'm being introduced to me as a well whole being. So just like you all are seeing something that's totally different than what you may have seen before, trust me, I am too. I'm looking in the mirror going, like, whoa. I'm doing things, I'm jogging. I won't say running, but I'm jogging miles now. I'm stronger than I ever been before. My mind is clearer than I ever been before. My energy is just so much more radiant. It's just so we're meeting each other. We're meeting me at the same time. Let me say it like that. We're meeting me at the same time, and I give thanks for this journey. And journeys are not just for you. Your journey is for the collective. My journey is not just for me. The things that I've learned on this journey, the things that I've experienced is not just for me. I know it's for the collective because it's all one. And so I look forward to sharing more of my journey. A lot of people asking me about, you know, my journey as I've transitioned to become raw vegan. A lot of people have asked for simple recipes, because sometimes I just post some of the things. So I definitely will be sharing more of those. I'll be sharing more of my workouts, because as I've trained for over a year and having experience in training before that, you know, I have kind of become more skilled at training. And I'm not saying I'm gonna hop on here training, but I'll at least share some of the regimens that I do to stay strong and to do, you know, just to keep my body goals and all that kind of stuff. And also sharing some of the emotional work I had to do and have to continue doing to stay well, because your emotions have a lot to do with your wellness, you know. And so I've even started a journey of healing, you know, our body's tendency to become inflamed for whatever reasons. It could be emotions, it could be the food you're eating, it could be the air, it could be whatever. So I've added that to my journey in healing from inflammation and really working to experience an alkaline body. And so that'll be part of what I share. So I look forward to sharing, and I hope it is impactful. We give honor to my mommy, Gloria Jean, who would tell me all the time, you know, you're inspiring me to eating healthy. I'm trying. She would always say that, you know, and I honor the fact that she did strive, and I honor the fact that she did the very best that she could. And I proclaim that there is no sadness because I know my mama is here. It is no sadness because I know my mama is here. You know, by no means. You know, I know she is here. I feel her. We laugh a lot together. That's why y'all be seeing a smile on my face and I be talking about her. Because she funny now. Like, I think she's funnier now as an ancestor than she was when she was here. And she was funny when she was here. But she's even funnier now that she's here with me as an ancestor. So I honor her, and I give thanks for her journey. And I give thanks for how her journey, although it may feel sad, and her journey has inspired me to really step up into what God wants for my journey. So I give thanks for that. You know, it's still silver lining and positivity and everything. You know, all is God, and that's real talk. So peace and love, y'all. Happy Friday. Thank y'all for y'all love, sharing your love with me as I shared today. Woo! I wasn't planning on all of that, but hey, it is what it is. And I give thanks for y'all. I really do. Y'all don't know. I really do give thanks for y'all. And Golden Light, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, sis. I'm rooting for you. Just know, like, I'm rooting for you. So stay the course. You got this. You got it. You got it. Peace and love, y'all.